Arsenal fans, get yourselves excited. Big news, big news today. Lyon have all but found their replacement for Houssem Aouar. It means that your deal for the young, talented attacking midfielder is going to pick up pace very, very quickly indeed. The young Frenchman, it feels like 24 hours to 48 hours, we are going to see some big movement in those areas. The deal is on. The deal is moving forward. We're going to delve into why throughout the course of this video as well. Big breaking news about Torreira as well. Lucas Torreira is now in Madrid to meet with Atletico. Still negotiations between Arsenal and Atletico going on. No agreement is found yet, but it appears something is going to be done in that space very, very soon as well. Torreira out, Houssem Aouar in. That is how it looks. I know a lot of people think because you're dealing with Atletico for Torreira, it means the party deal will happen. Most deals are not swap deals. They tend to be very much done in their own isolated bubbles. But Lyon have found themselves a replacement. The name, I'm going to get Google to tell you how this pronounced. It's Lucas
Paqueta.
Lucas Paqueta, Paqueta, let me say that again.
Lucas
Paqueta, who plays for AC Milan. I have to do that. My dyslexic brain won't let me read it. Will sign a contract and become a Lyon player in the next 2 days. Personal terms have been agreed. AC Milan will sell him on a permanent deal. Here we go. That has been announced. He is an attacking midfield player. Looks very much as though he's going to come in to be the replacement for Houssem or Houssem. Everyone pronounced it differently. We'll just say Aouar. We've got that pronunciation down right now. Aouar to Arsenal. Looks set to happen. Looks set to continue. Do me a big favor. Smash that like button. I want to know what you think and feel about that, Arsenal fans. I want to get your reaction to it. Do any of you still think you're bringing in both Aouar and Partey? Or do you think it's just going to be one of them? Maybe if you can find a buyer for Guendouzi, that could see both deals happen and go through. Excuse me. But there we go. That is the news as it stands. That is Fabrizio's update as it stands right now. Let's have a little look here. Let's see what some people here are saying in the comment section. Arsenal are raising funds. Yes. Say for what though, bruv? Come on, man. Come on, man. I love how you guys don't actually say anything. Say raising funds for what? Tell us. Give us an opinion as opposed to just empty words. Man United is set to sign Alex Telles, Sancho, and Luka Jovic this week and will sell Delo, Smalling, Pereira, and will keep Mata and Lingard. That is what I have been told. That is what Daniel G thinks. Daniel G, I wish what you're saying was true. Imagine that. Imagine a summer of Luka Jovic, Donny van der Beek, Telles, and Jadon Sancho. It would be a colossal window for Man United, but personally, I can't see that many deals happening. If I'm being completely honest with you, can't see it myself. I really can't. But there we go. Let's look at a few more of your live comments coming through. Remember, you can sign up to become a member. Also in the description below is the link to our Clips account. Would love you guys to download that. Would love to see you do that. Skype lines are open as well if you want to call. Leonardo says here it's going to be Telles, and that's it. Yeah, does anybody think Man United will sign nobody other than Telles? I'd love to know if more of you think that. Arsenal fans, though, I want to hear from you. Not a huge focus on Arsenal's transfer activity really this season, but I want to hear from you now. I want your thoughts and I want your feelings about what's going on in the marketplace with you. Anthony here says, good signing for Arsenal, which is annoying as a Manchester United fan. It is a little annoying, but I think sometimes you have to look at what you have in those positions. So when I think about someone like Aouar, however you pronounce it, I'm like really relaxed. And what I always mean by that is there's nowhere for him in the Man United team. You know, Chelsea fans have got Mason Mount and they've got Kai Havertz and Ross Barkley. Liverpool have gone and signed Thiago. City have already got an abundance of talent in those attacking midfield roles. So, yes, it's annoying that Arsenal are signing a top player because it will improve Arsenal Football Club. But there isn't anything that any of the other teams could have done about it, if that makes sense. There isn't the room for him. Why would he come when he's not going to get into Chelsea's team? He's not going to get into Man United's team. He's not going to get into Liverpool's team. Tottenham maybe, but they weren't looking at him. They've gone for other options. I don't know if he's a Jose Mourinho player. There we go. Soul CFC here says, do you still back Ollie if Man United don't make it to the top 4? Let's look at the context of not making top 4, and then I'll give you that answer. Are the Cavani to United links real? Well, I read them earlier. I promised I would do an Arsenal stream because we've been quite heavily on Man United in the last few days. The Cavani deal, they're from what you would consider to be semi-credible sources. Someone like a Cavani wouldn't bother me. I mean, Cavani would be a decent signing when you consider age and everything else. It's from Damasio as well, which is an interesting one. So United are in talks to look at loans for those players, Luka Jovic or Cavani. If we sign either of them like I've said already, I think Man United might be in the process of saying goodbye to Ighalo, and they may cancel that deal short and go after somebody else. I think that would represent very good business, and it's, with all due respect to Ighalo, it's an absolute improvement. Luka Jovic, it's an interesting one. It hasn't worked out for him at Real Madrid. Doesn't mean that he couldn't be a good backup striker. It doesn't mean that he's still only 22 years of age. And yes, when you look at his time at Real Madrid, 27, he only scored 2 goals in 27 games last season, which is atrocious. But the year before in the Bundesliga, he banged in 27 goals. So there's a player in there. There really is a player in there. But it is a tough one in relation to that. A super chat here from Wayne Sage, who says, big up yourself, Terry. Where's Adam? Anyway, it would be great to sign both Partey and Aouar. Changes a lot, but it will be either or. We don't need to fix anything else everything in one window. Yeah, I believe it'll be either or in terms of Arsenal. I don't think you'll get both. I think you can get one of the two. There's no doubt about it in my mind. And the fact that Lyon have bought a replacement should be a massively positive sign. We've got Elite KJ on the line with us now. KJ, what are you saying, bro? The Aouar deal looks like it certainly may happen for Arsenal.
Yeah, I'm back again. What's up, people? What's up, stream? First of all, go follow Football Terrace clips. You know what we're saying? Go on there, go follow, go like all the videos. But yeah, in terms of Arsenal's bid for Aouar, a lot of people are writing Arsenal off. Still done. I believe they can do it. I've said all window that anything can happen, especially in this weird, wonderful world that we live in now. So people saying that Arsenal can't get Aouar, I'm like, don't be surprised if you see it go for like 40 million. I really think it's possible.
Hussein, we've added you to the call, mate. It's very noisy where you are, bro.
Yeah. I apologize for that. I was just next to my air conditioner.
I'll back to you. Are you American?
Yeah, I'm American.
Air conditioning. Every room, everyone just has it. It's very strange to me being a Brit. We don't have aircon anywhere, barring the shops now.
Yeah, I heard.
It's interesting. Do you know what I love about the transfer windows? We'll jump on yourself in a minute, right? Someone's just quoted me in Ronan Murphy has quoted a publication called Funke Sport, they're verified, but they've got like 57,000 followers as a on their social media feeds. He's quoted them saying that Dortmund will not be sold this summer regardless, even if it's 150 million euros, according to them. The amount of people that quote me in that quote from a publication that nobody's ever heard of, I love. I've got certain people every day that send me every time it's positive news for United, they send me, and look. And I've got certain others that every time it's negative news, that's all they send me. They never send me the balance. I love it. I find it hilarious. Hussein, what are you saying, bro?
Yeah, so we were talking about Aouar, and I think it's a very good deal. I think Arsenal needs to get it done. And I think the most simple reason for it is because I think Arsenal really lack that creativity, and I think Aouar is the perfect person for that, because I think since Aaron Ramsey has left, I think that they still haven't really filled in that role and the position that Aaron Ramsey had. And with Ozil not really getting any game time, I think they really need him. I think if they do get him, they'll start playing with 3 midfielders, which I think would benefit them even more, because I think when they've been playing with the 3 in the back recently, they've been struggling with even teams like West Ham just recently, and with Liverpool, it just didn't work out. I think they try to play really wide, but it's just, teams like Liverpool just knew how they played, and they knew how to position themselves in order to stop their counterattacks. So I think, yeah, it would be a very good deal if they were to get him. I do still think they need Partey, though, but I think Aouar is a good start for them if they do get him.
Yeah, look, I think some Arsenal fans, I saw Babs quote tweet the news about Torreira going to Ati, and he looked at that as sort of, that's us getting Partey. I think Aouar is, in some respects, Aouar is more needed, because we saw yesterday against Liverpool, when they brought on Danny Ceballos, they looked more dangerous. Arsenal looked like they might be able to open them up. And I think the only way they get both this summer is if they can find buyers for both Torreira and Guendouzi. Aside from that, I don't think it's going to happen. And the Guendouzi's, there's no noise about him leaving at the moment, in terms of nothing credible about him leaving at any way, shape, or form. But listen, that's not, Aouar is a quality player. He will improve Arsenal's attack, no doubt, and make them a better team. The only issue they may have in that area is against any of the kind of top 6, top 7, top 8 teams. Arsenal do appear to be this era's version of Jose Mourinho sort of Chelsea. It's very pragmatic. It's very negative. It isn't going to be the free-flowing football. They'll do it against smaller sides, no doubt. But we saw yesterday, with all due respect to Arsenal, it is peak Mourinho, sort of Diego Simeone-style football, and they're going to look to counter. And maybe that's why someone like Aouar is so important, because when they do get the opportunities to counter against the big teams, they need players that have got the passing. In the first half, they won the ball back, and then you've got Granit Xhaka and El Neni trying to thread balls through to attackers. It's never going to work, is it? It's, Man United struggle when we try and counter attack, but we only have Fred and when we only had Fred and McTominay and Lingard on the counter, we had no one to really thread the ball through to our striking players, and it's almost impossible. So I get that completely. In other news as well. Sorry, go on, mate. You say something? Sorry, I thought you said something.
No, it's just listening.
Just noise there. There's some rumours this afternoon. Man United looking at Cavani and Luka Jovic. What do you make of them rumours, KJ?
Indiana really was driving home that we need another striker to help Martial and challenge Martial. And at first I wasn't for it, but as time's gone on, I realized that actually that would be a good thing, especially right now, Martial's looking a bit off the pace. Igalo is never really going to challenge Martial in terms of a starting spot. So someone coming in like Cavani or Jovic would be really good. I personally would take Jovic on loan, personally. Cavani he's been a great striker over the years, one of the best in Europe. I just think at his age, his injury record, and the wages he would demand because he'd be coming on a free transfer would just, I don't think, warrant. I
think they're both.
I don't think there's value.
Yeah.
I don't think the value is there.
I think that is Cavani unattached.
Yeah, he's a free agent right now.
So he'd be a signing, and Jovic would be. PSG. Yeah, I think the only way I would want Jovic on loan is if we had an option to buy that Real Madrid couldn't reject. Because what you wouldn't want to do is rejuvenate Jovic, and imagine he comes here and balls and bangs in 27 goals. We get him back to the level when he was in Germany, and then Real Madrid just say, "Cheers for sorting him out. We'll have him back now." I think we need to protect ourselves so that if we want him at the end, Madrid can't stop it. But yes, I would take the younger man just to test the water as an example.
I think with Jovic though, in terms of that, I just think Zidane don't even like him anyway. So I think this is why we could potentially not even need an option to buy or an obligation to buy, just for the fact that Zidane don't like him. You know what I mean? He doesn't want him as just a player in general. So I think that we might be able to use that to our advantage.
Yeah, I get that. And I think you've also got to think about with Cavani. I think he's had a lot of injuries in recent years. The wages are very, very high. The Jovic deal would make a lot more sense. And it seems to make people a lot happier than the idea of bringing in Josh King.
King.
Yeah, exactly. And And then you just look, this next few days is going to be so exciting. You've got Arsenal here that are looking at Partey and Aouar. You've got Tottenham that are looking at Milik and Milan Skriniar. You know, United could potentially bring in 3 players here. You know, and 3 players are well regarded and rated. And the Jovic deal is interesting because, as you say, killed it in the Bundesliga. Everyone looked at him, went to Real Madrid. It all went a bit pear-shaped for him. And interestingly, like, I don't think he's been any worse in a Real Madrid shirt than Eden Hazard. Like, he wasn't the only one who went there last summer, and things just haven't gone well for him. So, you know, he might be worth a punt. You know, you bring him in on a percentage of his salary, you give him some time, you give him an opportunity. I think he'd be welcomed as well with open arms. You know, another young player joining the ranks. I think we'd be excited if that was to happen.
Your man Matic as well can help bed him in. Obviously, both Serbian, sort of played together in the national team. So that's that link there. And Jovic is a very talented player. I just think at Real Madrid, he hasn't really got the opportunity to shine. Maybe they don't play the football that necessarily gets the best out of Jovic. And the one thing I'm worried about with Jovic is, can he play that lone striker role? Because when he was banging goals in for Frankfurt, he was playing up front with Haller, and you've seen Haller's issues in the Premier League this season or last season, where he's playing this lone striker role where that's really not his best thing. Jovic and Haller seem to be like a 2-man striker pairing.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, because he hasn't been the same level. A few people here saying, Terry, why are you comparing Jovic to Hazard? Well, in fact, Hazard's season was worse because Hazard is a far superior talent and baller to that of Jovic. So the fact that they both flopped in their season, there's much more pressure on the £144 million man. I mean, it's interesting, really. Like, you know, when Chelsea fans that love Hazard started celebrating how much more money they got for him than we first thought, it makes his move even more pressured now, because it does make him, I think, the 3rd most expensive signing in the history of the world. I think obviously Neymar was more expensive. I think Coutinho was more. I know Coutinho was 140, wasn't it? So he was the 2nd most expensive transfer ever.
Wait, Mbappe wasn't that? Wait, is Mbappe what, 120 or something?
I'm not too sure of them, but yeah, either way, he's going to be top 3, top 4, top 5. And man, I don't know what he did last year. So yeah, of course, both. That's what I mean in terms of. And Hazard might have a brilliant season this year. So might Jovic if he stays. But I think as a young man, maybe just come to England. Give him a little go. Let's see what happens here. But remember, if you're an Arsenal fan, you're tuning in, you can call in via Skype. Just search the Football Terrace. Come have your say. Lines are open right about now. Let's go to some of these member comments here. Jovic is better than Haller. DJ says Hazard was the best at Chelsea. He should never have left. Mate, yeah, we did.
No. Yo, listen. If he had never left, this amazing summer that you guys are having, Chelsea fans are having, they ain't happening if Hazard's still here.
Yeah, not that's 144 mil. Just Looking said he turned up against us last season, looked really dangerous and intelligent. I don't know quite who you're talking about there. You need to be specific. Tony says Cavani would suit Man United better, in my opinion, which could be true. Jovic is really, really good, is what Just Looking says. South London Guna says, hi, fella. Firstly, I donated a super chat to your channel over the weekend, and you didn't say what my question was. Secondly, last night at Anfield proved how far we are away from there. So sometimes we do miss super chats. We do our best not to. We sometimes do. Very, very sorry, my friend. Ask your question again. I'll try and pick it out of these comments as well. A lot of people saying Cavani's good enough, and then the other half are saying, no, he's past his best. That would be so I feel like the Cavani move would just in itself be polarized. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Massively. Hit that like and share button, ladies and gentlemen. We've added another caller here. I want to try and pronounce your name right. No, actually, I'm not going to be able to. Tell us your name.
Madupe.
Yeah, no way I was going to be able to read that, mate. Not with my dyslexic brain. Who do you support, buddy?
Arsenal.
What do you make of the situation with our looks like Leon have signed a replacement? Are you getting a little bit excited now as an Arsenal fan?
Yeah, a little bit, but I do think Thomas Partey is more important, because I do believe Dani Ceballos can play that Aouar role showing yesterday, but he probably needs to play more attacking, and then Partey seats deeper
with Granit Xhaka in a midfield three.
Yeah, I get why you might. Yeah, you'll find out quite a few Gooners we speak to think it's more important sorting out the solid, that sort of the strength and solidity and strengthening that up there. Are you not worried about the lack of creativity from the middle though?
Yeah, a bit, but with the signing of Willian, yeah, I do think he can create, showing what he did at Chelsea. But I just think after the past seasons of conceding goals after goals and goals, I think Thomas Partey is more important, and he can carry the ball forward, playing it out wide, and then the wingers can create, or the winger in Willian can create.
Arsenal fan, I've got a question for you, buddy, as an Arsenal fan. Do you not feel like you also need to buy another striker / maybe a left winger and potentially put Aubameyang through the middle? Because yesterday showed that Lacazette and Nketiah, I don't think, are at the level that you need to get back up to the top. Yes, Lacazette scored, but if you'd analyze the entire game, that goal came from a fortuitous mistake, and he was offside anyway. So if that ball went in properly, it wouldn't have counted. And there's 2 chances that he had. I know one of them potentially offside, but the second one especially, you can't be missing those in those big games. Do you feel like Lacazette and Nketiah can take you guys forward?
Personally, for me, I wanted Lacazette gone because I don't think he's good enough. I want Oba down the middle, and I would have liked to sign a left winger. And with Eddie, I do feel like he can become a good player, but not now. So I think I would loan him out. But we need strikers. So I wanted the guy from Celtic, Houssem Aouar, showing like Musa Dembele. He did well in Celtic and moved to Lyon, and now he's a £60 million player or whatever. So I do think Houssem Aouar can be the guy to play striker if Aubameyang is going to be playing left wing. If Oba is playing striker, I think we need to find another left wing or move Willian to the left and Pep to the right.
Do you guys believe in Martinelli or Saka enough to play that left wing role week in, week out, or share it together?
I believe in Saka and Martinelli, but I feel like people are doubting Martinelli, not doubting but forgetting about what he can do because of his injury. But I think Saka, in the future, for me personally, I would like to play him on the right hand side. I think he will be a right wing in the future, but I do think he can play that left wing role because he creates a lot. Showing last season with these 12 assists.
Okay.
Fair dues. No, listen, I don't think anything you saying there is wrong in any way. Just good opinions, and this is the great thing about it. It's the point of the show is for people to give different opinions and tell us different things they think and they feel. Just reading some of these comments here. This is from Nathan Smith, one of our members. Says, "I really think we are looking at Zaha. Terry, what do you think?" I would.
Who's we?
Man United.
Arsenal.
I think he means. I think he means Manchester United. But if it's Man United, I'd be so disappointed.
I'd rather Alan St. Gucci than Zaha. They're basically the same player, but Maximin's a bit younger, and I like him more.
Yeah, I just everyone knows my thoughts, and I don't even want to sound disrespectful. I just don't think he's just not good enough. Neither of them are. In terms of, I think they're good players in the sense of like they're talented footballers and stuff. But you know, everyone's like, we want more, we want higher levels, rare. And I kind of get all that, and I respect it. But at the same time, then people say things like, "Oh, but let's just take Zaha," and I'm like, "Why? That doesn't make any sense." You're like, you want higher quality. Like Zaha is a good player. They're all good, but then we're moaning like people. The same people. I've seen a few people that have moaned about the Sarr deal, but go, "Why don't we get Zaha instead?" And I look at it and think, why? I mean, there's literally no difference. They're different. Actually, you're going for a player that has no better. He can't become any better than he is now. And I'm not even trying to be rude about the man, but yeah, it's you know, as you say, it is what it is. But thank you for that question and that point. Let's do some more here. Mark People says, looking at the other side of the coin, Cavani's experience could help the likes of Martial, Greenwood, and Rashford. I think that's a fair point.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's a good point.
That is definitely a fair point. We have a super chat here from Wayne again, who says Aubameyang's strength is running onto the ball, not he's back to goal or play in tight spaces. Arsenal fans calling for Aubameyang to play centre forward are delusional. Lacazette is the best player in the squad to play centre forward.
Yeah.
How did he score 40 goals in the 30 goals in the Bundesliga and he's played striker and now he's a bad player now? He can play striker. Maybe you just need Aouar to play captain now.
Yeah, we added Chrisum to the call. Chrisum, I had to mute you because you've got a device playing in the background. If you can mute that for us and then unmute your mic, that'd be great. Yeah, I don't get that. Aubameyang's always been a striker. He's always been brilliant. Maybe his hold-up play isn't as good, but the point is, it depends what kind of football. And I honestly get this feeling that Arteta, I know a lot of people think once Arteta gets his players, you're going to be trying to play peak open attacking football. I just don't think that's Arteta. I think Arteta is, on the whole, a pragmatist. And I'm talking about the big games. You're always going to open up and be expansive against much weaker teams because the famous pragmatists always are. Like Atletico Madrid don't sit behind the ball and absorb pressure when they're playing Sporting Gijón or whoever. Do you know what I mean? They're not doing it. You know, when they're in a cup game against Deportivo, they're not all sitting behind the ball. They attack them. But it's what you do against teams of similar size, if you get where I'm coming from. And that's going to be the way you play. And I think maybe you do need a Lacazette-style man for that because the hold-up play is different in a pragmatic team to what Aubameyang was doing in a Dortmund side where they were not pragmatists. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I just look at Aubameyang and I see a lot of similarities with Jamie Vardy. And Jamie Vardy's hold-up play necessarily ain't the greatest, but he is lethal. He is very lethal for Leicester. And I feel like if you guys adopt a similar build-up play where you don't necessarily go through the striker and you maybe go through the wings a bit more and allow them the ones to be holding up the ball and trying to make the plays happen. And all you need is Aubameyang to run on the end of those balls and be in the box and do what he does best, which is score goals. I think Aubameyang down the middle would be perfectly fine, in my opinion, especially if you guys are going for a pragmatic style and a counter-attacking style. You don't necessarily need to have Aubameyang holding the ball. Just literally let him face forward, and he will score so many goals for you guys.
Yeah, no, I think he's so good. I think he's quality Aubameyang, and he gets. And I know he didn't have a great record up until the end of last season in top 6 games, but he shut a lot of people up towards the end, and he's that player. If you create the chances, he'll score. He's great for counter-attack football because he has that pace, and which is something that can't be denied. But there we go. A comment here says, I swear more people put respect on Vardy. I swear more people need to put respect on Vardy, one of the best strikers in the Premier League era. I can understand that as well. I think he's been phenomenal since he's been here, Jamie Vardy. He goes unnoticed, and it is a little bit of a top 6 bias. He goes unnoticed because Leicester just don't get the same coverage that the big teams get. And equally, they have nowhere near as many fans, meaning you're in this sort of situation where unless he's playing against a top 6 side, when he's playing well, his name ain't trending because there are not enough people talking about it. We've just added Ben to the stream. Ben, who do you support, mate?
I'm an Arsenal supporter.
What do you make on Go on, mate.
Sorry, carry on, mate.
No, you go for it. Go for it.
I just wanted to touch on one or two things very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's a lot of stuff coming out today about Juventus contacting Lyon about Aouar. But to me, that just screams pressure tactic. Just screams the same as what's happened with Gabriel.
Yeah, I hear that, mate. I hear where you're coming from in relation to. I think the Aouar deal is Arsenal's to lose. Does that make sense? I think would you be gutted though if he doesn't come to you? Let's say he goes somewhere else for say like 30, 40 million. And you don't bid that money. Would that be massively disappointing in your opinion?
Absolutely. The fact that our fan base have gone absolutely berserk about this, any piece of news that comes out from anybody, all you see flooded is party and Aouar news. if we manage to mess this deal up, it's embarrassing for us.
Yeah,
we're in the same boat as you, fam.
especially, and that's why the only people really giving me banter over the Jadon Sancho thing at the moment are Chelsea and Liverpool fans. Everybody, all the other top 6 fans are quite quiet because none of them have signed anyone marquee yet either, and they're still after their targets as well. So it is a little bit funny in relation to that. I hate when I go onto websites that have music that play on them and you can't see where the bloody music is to stop it. It's so frustrating. Yeah, I'm just looking here at Jamie Vardy because I wanted to look at his sort of statistics. I want to look at Premier League only. Since he's been in the Premier League, his record is ridiculous. You know, like in the Premier League, first season here, you look at it this way. Like first year here, it wasn't so great. He got 5 goals in 34 games, and I remember there being, is he good enough for this league? The following season, he got 24. The year after that, 13, so it was a little bit off, and then 20. 18, 23, and he already has 5 goals in 3 games this season. That is a phenomenal record. So he's hit 20 plus league goals 3 times now. There's only a handful of people that have done it more than 3 times, you know. I think like Shearer, Thierry Henry, Aguero, Kane. I think he's if he gets over 20 this season, does it 4 times on the bounce, I think he joins a very, very exclusive club of people. Let's look at this. 20 EPL goals per season. There'll be a list somewhere like of who's done it. Here we go. People that have actually hit that milestone. Let's get this up here because these things intrigue me massively to see how good a player he is. So, in terms of doing it more than 3 times, so Henry did it 1, 2, 3, 5 times. Diego Costa just twice. We're just going for everyone's teams here. No Chelsea striker has done it more than twice. By the way, David, phone back because your line isn't letting us do connect calls. So no Chelsea player has done it more than twice. Alan Shearer, 1, 2, 3, so 4 times. So if Vardy does it this year, he equals Alan Shearer's record of doing 20 plus league goals 4 times. That just in itself tells you no Liverpool player has done it more than twice. So Robbie Fowler, Luis Suarez haven't done it more than twice. Harry Kane has done it. So Harry Kane's only done it 3 times. So I thought he'd done it 4. So 3 times is brilliant. Aguero's only done it 3 times, you know, and then you start to go right down the levels. You look at Man United. Ruud van Nistelrooy did it 4 times. Other than that, like Rooney done it twice, Berbatov just once, Ronaldo once, Dwight York once, Van Persie once. Like that's it. It shows you're absolutely right. It's such a great claim. If Vardy does it, Vardy's already in that echelon by getting 3 years running, getting over 20 league goals. By the way, look at the other clubs that have done it. Newcastle were title challengers and up near the top when he was doing a lot of that. Champions League team, you know. Harry Kane stands out because Tottenham have never been a top side. But yeah, 4 times on the bounce, he joins in a very, very, very elite club. And he could do it, you know, he could end up matching Thierry Henry here and doing 5, you know. And Van Nistelrooy. He could match Van Nistelrooy this year. And he could match Thierry Henry if he does it for 2 more years. That's phenomenal by Jamie Vardy.
And he's going to become 34 as well in January. That's amazing as well if he does manage to do that.
Yeah.
Some news coming out, Terry. Make what you will of it, people. So Jadon Sancho will not be traveling to Munich for the Super Cup game against him.
Where's this from?
On their Dortmund page. They're saying it's a result of a respiratory infections.
COVID.
Both of them have had COVID tests and they came up negative yesterday. So that is what they're saying. The reason why Jadon Sancho will not be playing in their game tomorrow.
He's coming to United. Welcome to Manchester United, Jadon Sancho. Oh yes,
Shameless.
yes. I hope you're well, sir. But yes.
Shameless.
Now you've done this, it has to happen.
Yes. I've never been so happy for someone to have a cold before. Man's got a chest infection. I'm celebrating.
Isn't it? When you and Arsenal both end up with fat L's, I'm going to be laughing.
Oh God, bruv. Do you know what's even funnier? Do you know what's worse than not landing Jadon Sancho? Is getting all your targets and being as bad as Chelsea are. That's far more embarrassing, bruv.
Yeah, just wait for now. Still full season to go. To be fair, I actually did come here just to laugh at Arsenal because I find it so funny how they all knew they can't afford Partey, yet somehow they were going to get Partey and Aouar. Don't know how that happened.
Window's not closed yet, mate.
yeah, I'm so worried. Leon equating in their boots with your £30 million offer. Like,
David, anything can happen in this transfer window.
Oh, the KJ.
David, I can't take your banter seriously at the moment. I'm very upset with you.
Why?
One, you keep wearing other club shirts when you're a Chelsea fan. It's troubling to me, but I can let that slide. My issue with you is your team got embarrassed at the weekend and you ducked our calls.
I didn't duck your calls.
Listen, I don't care. I don't care if you're going to uni, getting married, your missus is in labour. I don't even care if you're dead, right? Football comes first. So that's it. There's no excuse for missing football ever. I would miss my own kid's party to watch a football match. So no excuse, man. No, I ain't joking.
I love how they tie to West Brom. And 2 days, we're going to find out who Chelsea plays in the Champions League. I think that's the best part. And I'm hoping we play them because I'm a Bayern fan. You know, got to get all those Chelsea fans forcing a rivalry with Bayern. We need to humble them. That's all I really want.
Yeah, that's not a rivalry. Unfortunately, we did beat them once, and it was quite an important game. But you know, it's not really a rivalry.
Yeah, but your fans keep forcing a rivalry. It's
really not. It really isn't. There's no point in it,
bro. If you go on Twitter, you'll see what I mean. Every single mistake a player makes, boom, there goes the tweet from a Chelsea fan.
do you know what's great? Do you know what's mad about this? I can't help but look at this Jadon Sancho news now. Do you know what I really, really love about it is I actually hope that no one's ill or badly ill, but both those players have got respiratory infections, but neither, like, you know, of course they have. One of them
but
has.
The thing is, Berkey ain't going to get sold though. He's the number one goalkeeper.
You know, Berkey's dead.
No. Berkey, that dude, whoever he is, right?
You would still take him over Kepa.
True.
That is very true.
That is true.
Very true.
What I would say about him is he's the one who's probably got the infection, but this is a great way of Dortmund just keeping it as part of that. No, he's also got, our goalie's got a chest infection. Oh, where's Sancho? He's got the same chest infection. What are we doing? Sharing a bed? What's going on here? Do you know what I mean? Like, it just is what it is. It's gearing up. It's gearing up because they know Man United's bid is coming. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. But Man United's bid is coming. Sancho knows it's coming. It has been the plan all along to bid this week.
Wait, imagine everyone saying, oh, Jadon Sancho doesn't want to leave Dortmund. He's never said he wanted to leave, no transfer request, and he's pulled a sickie.
Yeah, it's his doctor that's done it and everything, yeah.
I think that's probably the biggest L. That's a bigger L than Arsenal. Fully. What? No, them all
David,
being like.
Why is everything you've got to say turned back on Arsenal? What is wrong with you?
Okay,
get him, bro.
I just find it funny how you both know from the whole summer you couldn't afford Partey, right? Yet somehow you went from not being able to do that to signing him and Aouar, who's worth more. So I just find that funny. I know window's not over. 5 days.
We'll see.
We will see.
I don't think they'll get both. They'll get one, and it'll probably be Aouar because you could probably get him cheaper potentially for them. Then Partey. The only thing with Partey is it's a release clause and they want the cash up front. Like, there's no try and add Guendouzi in it with 25 mil. There's no, let's try and do a deal with add-ons. It's give us the money or not have it. It's similar to kind of Jadon Sancho in that way, but it's a release clause. So all you literally have to do is give them the money and you can buy them.
Like, I mean, that's true. But then they are now in talks for a permanent deal for Torreira. That's not me saying that they're going to include him in the deal, but then that may sweeten it a bit for us to be able to put the cash forward.
Yeah, we'll see.
I don't know why. I'm in such a good mood now. I was already in a good mood. I'm sitting there having a little dance.
When it comes out in the morning, Jadon Sancho has coronavirus, and Terry's like, no.
No. Do you know what's really annoyed me? You know, like all these footballers that keep testing positive for it. I keep saying, like, these footballers all, as far as we're aware, have all been completely asymptomatic, which means you have the virus in you, but you're not actually ill. I've seen like, oh, pray for this player because he's got it. Oh my God, it's so sad that he's ill. And I'm like, bro, he's not on a ventilator in hospital. He's not actually ill. He just has the. I was talking to a doctor GP about this at my gym the other day, and I was like, could I be tested positive for like the common cold or the flu, but not actually be ill? He went, yeah, it's pretty common. Like you could be walking around with the flu, is in the virus in your throat, in your mouth, but you're not ill. And you never get ill. It just stays there. He goes, it's very normal, especially, he goes, sometimes, he says, this is the thing. He goes, you can be young and get like CV-19. You might have a scratchy throat for a couple of days and then it goes away. That's it. That's as worse as it gets. And I'm like, I didn't really realize that because I always assumed if you had one, the virus, if any of these viruses ever touched you, that was it. You were ill for like, oh, I'm ill. So it's like, it just made me laugh how like you got these players that are testing. You know, when Idris Elba had it and everyone's like, oh my God, I hope you survive. Man's like, no, I'm good. I'm well. I just tested positive. And everyone's like, oh my God, pray for Idris. I'm like, man's not sick. Man ain't sick. Man ain't hot. He ain't got temperature. He's sitting at home watching Netflix with his 10 out of 10 wife, bruv. He's good. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, he's good. He good. Oh, Fabrizio Romano has tweeted. Oh, no, he's retweeted Dortmund's news. He just retweeted it. He just retweeted it. See, the man is opportunist, bruv. He's like, I'm
opportunist.
What's it? You know, when Terry's on Skype, you know that meme of Mourinho, whenever he like when Tottenham score a goal and it's ruled out, and he like runs out and he goes tells everyone relax. That's Terry every time there's a new tweet. relax. Yeah. Mate, transfer deadline days. Do you know what's going to annoy me, bruv? If we get the transfer deadline day and all these deals are done, I'd be like, oh, what a boring day it's gonna be. Because I'm literally streaming all day. So yeah, it's gonna be a mad one. It's gonna be
Terry, if that happens, just cancel that stream, bro, and go back to work.
Of course, yeah. I wouldn't be streaming every hour if there's nothing going on there. But no, it's gonna be an interesting week. Lots going on. Tellus, Jovic, Aouar, Partey, Sancho, Josh King, David Brooks, all these big names. Sarr. It's amazing. It's I can't wait, mate. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be absolutely amazing. Listen, everyone who's tuned in, thank you. We're back live tonight. Chelsea, Tottenham, Carabao Cup action. I keep forgetting there's big games going on all week this week, like some proper although tonight's gonna probably be the battle of the kids and battle of the fringe players tonight.
Mourinho and his disciple.
Terry, do you know something? Yeah, I think this is the only time in my life I've got to say this, but from watching your show recently, Chelsea fans that come on your show have pushed me to the point of saying I want Tottenham to win tonight. That is how much I hate them. You literally have. This might as well be called the Chelsea Terrace with the absolute deluded people that come on here.
Well, did you not see me the other day? I said that we might draw against West Ham.
No, we didn't see you the other day. You disappeared when you drew, bro. you and Monster are literal ghosts when your team doesn't do well. You become ghosts.
I even said in the preview, like, we might draw this game. They're all like, oh, fake Chelsea fan, fake Chelsea fan.
No. Dave was called a madman. That is true. But David,
pray for our rivals.
That's not my catchphrase, bro. I was literally, I basically just got in. Remember, I am in a different country now.
You're in Wales, bruv. You're in Wales. Shut up.
It's a different country.
It's not. You don't have to get your passport out when you go across the Severn Bridge to shush.
I'm in a different country, so a little bit of transit time. Got here about 4, and then I had to unpack everything.
Got there at 4. The game kicked off at 5:30. You melt.
Yeah, I know. I had a lot to unpack.
What? Oh no! What it was is you had to have. No, I know what it is. I know what it was, David. You had to have one more suckle on your mum's tit before you left, didn't it? Bitty. It was like, mummy, one more before you go, mummy. How many times your mum messaged you since Saturday?
Once.
That's cold, bruv. Cold. In fairness, that's more than my mum's messaged me in the last 5 years, so it's all good, bruv. My mate went. I remember when my friend went uni, and I lived on the next road to where his mum lived. And he's like, "Can you do me a favor? Can you go cut the telephone line at my mum's house?" I went, "What?" He goes, "She's rung me 4 times a day, every day for a week. She won't leave me alone." I was like, "Rah." She's missing him. I didn't cut the phone line just in case anyone was wondering. Listen, everyone who's tuned in, thank you. Hit like buttons, share buttons, retweet buttons. Until next time, take care. Goodbye. God bless. By the way, go and subscribe to the Football Terrace Clip Show. The link is inside the description below. Go subscribe now. New clips out. One's calling Pepper Fraud. You'll probably all enjoy that. So take care. Goodbye. God bless. See you in a bit. Peace.